Salvanote makes online data unreadable to an attacker, while at the same time the client works on their data as they would normally. It applies across all industry sectors. We all know that online data is not safe. The problem we address is what happens to online data after it's been stolen. We make that data unreadable to the attacker, and we're able to do that in a special proprietary manner. Salvanote prevents the disclosure of any data that is attacked or accessed in an unauthorized way. We make certain that the data itself is always encrypted without ever being unencrypted on the server of the client. It's accessed by the client on their devices in unencrypted form. But there is no decryption capability anywhere within that client's infrastructure. There's no decryption capability anywhere within our own infrastructure. Therefore, that data that is encrypted online is invulnerable to any infrastructure attack by all known attack vectors. In the past, we developed our first commercial product. It was a mobile app, an end-to-end encrypted mobile app. It had the additional capability of a third party being able to access the end-to-end encrypted data on a server and be able to read it. In other words, it was like WhatsApp or it was like Signal, except that it was possible for an independent third party to access that data and read it. Now, if you know anything about end-to-end encrypted data, then WhatsApp and an app like Signal is meant to be 100% secure so that only the sender and receiver access that data. Now, there's a lot of good uses for that, but nevertheless, it is that particular attribute, that particular characteristic that has made it the target of Australian legislation and legislation in Europe that has now made it illegal for platforms like WhatsApp to continue that service without at the same time government request, legal request, to make available a transcript of any of that end-to-end encrypted data. Now, the industry says it cannot be done. Well, we solved that problem 4 years ago. And it was on the basis of that technology that we have what we have today. So what we have today is a product that has developed that same technology into a web-based product that makes available to clients a service from the cloud that allows their data to be end-to-end encrypted but made available to them to use as they would normally. We have also architected a completely secure environment for the communication of any kind of data between any two people. And we can do this without requiring software to be on any of the computers. We can do it through the cloud. Our understanding is that we are the very first people globally who can make claims like that. In addition, on our drawing board is database as a service, which would be a completely seamless end-to-end encrypted environment in which an organization could work internally and communicate with other organizations as well, outside their own organization, again, within an environment where the data is always end-to-end encrypted. Most of our competitors will secure their data by creating a force field of perimeter security using hardware, software, and any advanced technology available to them to protect that precious data. But the difficulty is that even the best technology in the world can still be penetrated, and it's a race, an arms race between the attackers and defenders. What Salvanote does is that if a breach does occur, it makes certain that data is unreadable to the attacker and therefore worthless. The data itself is the defense. The reason we can say this is that the decryption capability is not within the infrastructure and is not available to an attacker. The decryption keys are on the end devices of the client in the client organization, and therefore that online data remains invulnerable to disclosure by any known attack vector. Some of the features of Salvanote are that it is completely compliant with Australian legislation and Essential 8. We can make ransomware entirely powerless because the data itself is not worth stealing. Even when it's stolen, it's of no value. And the decryption keys remain on the end devices of the client. So therefore, ransomware has no power to attack a client anymore. We also have what is called a pluggable encryption algorithm, which means that we can put into series classical algorithms in encryption as well as post-quantum resistant algorithms. That way we make all data resistant to any kind of attack, whether it's with quantum computers or with our current computers and supercomputers. My business partner, Jeff, is a world-class cryptographer. He's worked for international companies on custom problems. His work is highly valued. Now, he has come up with this particular system, but he at the same time has exited a number of startups, and one in particular made a considerable sum of money. I have exited a number of startups in property development, and I've run many businesses over the years. Together, we form a fantastic team. And this team is currently available right now, along with 2 other developers, ready to develop our current product as soon as funding is available. How big is the cybersecurity market? Well, some people say 200 billion. How much money can be made? When you think about this product being the first of its kind that actually makes data invulnerable to infrastructure attack, think of how much money can be made when customers realize that that is actually what the product does. So as soon as it starts rolling out, we anticipate it will go viral fairly quickly, especially if we can start rolling out at enterprise level. We've conducted market research in 3 market segments: insurance, health, and legal. We've chosen those because of their high compliance requirements, that they are regulated by government, and that their own data, their customer data, is high in value, and it's also high in volume. So therefore we see that as basically the low-hanging fruit when we approach larger enterprises in those market segments. Our business-to-business SaaS model is the model we're using to take this to market. We're approaching our 3 market segments, first of all through IT service providers. We've a number of those already lined up. Now they have clients who outsource to them their security needs. And so therefore, they will take on board what the IT service providers recommend. And so for a fee, for a commission, we're going to use the IT service providers to reach the small to medium market. Now, this would give us an early cash flow as well, as it leads on to our second and actually more important strategy. Our second acquisition strategy is to the larger enterprise. We expect this will be the major way in which we'll make our money. We're approaching the decision makers and we're asking them to see our product demonstrated, with a view that they would give us a paid trial and then be willing to roll it out after its success, not only across their own enterprise, but by way of recommendation to similar companies in the same sector. Our projected cash flow is based on a very detailed model that we've put together, a discounted cash flow model. It's based on conservative assumptions, which we're happy to make available to anyone who wants to see them. We've done our market research and we've done some price modeling. We expect that after 18 months of sales that we will be attracting 3.5 million a month and increasing after only 18 months, and at that time annualized to 42 million. We have some very strategic partnerships. We're working with the CSIRO, who are very interested in this product, as you can imagine. They are in the process right now of validating our technology. Now, this is really important from our point of view because we don't want to disclose our technology. Now, once the product is actually built, which will take 6 to 8 months, the product itself will have within it verification of the fact that the data is end-to-end encrypted on its server. That is verification independent of us by anyone who the client would like to come and check. We've made that available in the construction of the product. And of course, the client will be able to access that data themselves across multiple devices in plain text. But what we will not be able to demonstrate is that there is no decryption capability within the infrastructure of the client nor ours. We can't demonstrate that unless people know our tech. So that's the main reason we're getting the CSIRO report, the CSIRO report, to validate our technology, so that those 3 claims together become a major selling point apart from the overall structure of our business. The ATO has accepted us as an early stage investment company, which has very significant tax concessions for any investor. In addition, we're working with an IT company that is introducing us to third-party IT service providers who are themselves giving us expressions of interest to reach out to their own clients in return for a commission. And additionally, we've been accepted by the federal government into the Industry Growth Program. We've finished the entire assessment process, and pending private funding, we can then put in for up to 500,000, but we only need 250,000 from the federal government and 250,000 in private funding in order to build this product over 6 to 8 months. How well can Salvanote scale this product? We've done this before. Salvanote is able to access a global market across at least 245 countries, able to handle every single moment of every single day, hundreds of thousands of transactions from millions of users, with 100% functionality because of our serverless technology and allowing for a maximum of 0.05% downtime. So what is our offer? We're asking for $250,000 in capital from private sources to match the $250,000 from federal government on a valuation of $5 million, and therefore a post-money valuation of $5.25 million. The $500,000 will be sufficient for us to construct this product in a maximum of 8 months. And before that time is up, we'll be applying for a second round of funding, which would extend the runway all through at least an 18-month to 2-year marketing period. It's a pandemic of pain out there. So many breaches are occurring at will. Every week we hear about something. This product is the first of its kind. It can make an incredible difference. A team is on standby, ready to build it. It doesn't cost that much to build. The costs are low, margins are high. It can scale almost infinitely. It can make a fantastic difference and applies across so many sectors. So many cases of fraud have happened as a result of the Optus and Medibank and Latitude breaches. More than 50% of Australia's population alone have felt this pain, let alone everyone else across the globe. This is the first product that can actually say it is invulnerable to disclosure by any known attack vector. And we will very soon have the CSIRO report backing that up. You know, the reason I'm so passionate about this technology is that I know this is groundbreaking. I know that this technology will one day be the starting point of all cybersecurity because of what it is. Now, I don't know how far we will take it. We aim to take it as far as we can across the world, but there is no doubt about the importance of the technology itself, and this is only just the start.